Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm at the park today and we're gonna be reading more poetry by Lana Del Rey. I feel like I'm already super loud, not on purpose, but it's so quiet in Denver. Like no matter where you go, I feel like talking out loud feels like I'm being really loud. But I have Ivy with me and we've been playing some fetch. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and we're gonna start off where we left off last time, in the hills of Benedict Canyon. Okay, it says love has room to grow. Ivy, are you okay? She's like trying to eat a fly. Love has room to grow in the hills of Benedict Canyon. My green typewriter light is on, and 2 months' time between me and my last man. No double murder plots looming over neighbors' vacant lots that I look upon at twilight. Still light enough for the Starline bus to be carrying on. I listen to the hippie spouting nonsense at the foot of Bella Drive, hammering on about Sharon and the sanctity of life. I listen on intently. Thanks for the free ride, and for reminding me that everything comes down to a story, and to laugh when you could cry. But finally, I have no reason for tears. Not tonight at 7:27. First time in months I feel close to heaven, in the hills of Benedict Canyon. The background hum of the television. Love has room to grow. No more secrets, no more reasons to put off what I already know. No more big projects. No new dev breaking ground on Sunset. No big builds lasting too long on Mulholland. No joint ventures fracturing. No unchained melodies enchanting the bars in my head. No, just no news. Nothing going on at 7:27. Not quite ready for dinner. Just the background hum of television. Me, standing out on the deck, wondering what phase of twilight the sky is in, and contemplating how the Dodgers are doing, and reaching for the phone to call an old friend. Only as happy as your least happy child. Sorry, Ivy's gonna be like a big distraction. Oh my god. Alright, next one. Happy. Another famous Lana Del Rey song. I mean, not song, poem. Alright, it says, you thought I was rich, and I am, but not how you think. I live in a Tudor house under the freeway in Mar Vista, by the beach. When you call, I take my phone outside to the picnic table that I bought from the Rose Bowl, and I listen to the rushing cars above, and think about the last time you visited me, the last time we made love. How the noise got louder and louder during rush hour, until it sounded like the sea, and it felt like the ocean was the sky, and that I was flying because you were 2 feet taller than me, until you took me in your arms, and I could touch the stars, and they all fell down around my head, and I became an angel, and you put me to bed, happy. People think that I'm rich, and I am, but not how they think. I have a truck, whoa, with a golden keychain in the ignition, and on the back of it says happy, joyous, and free. Happy. And when I drive, I think about the last time my friends were driving with me, how the radio was so loud that we couldn't hear the words, so we became the music. Happy. They write that I'm rich, and I am, but not how they think. I have a safe I call the boyfriend box, and in it, every saved receipt, every movie theater ticket, just to remind me of all the things I've loved and lost and loved again, unconditionally. You joke that I'm rich, and I am, but not how you think. I live in a Tudor house under the freeway, off the Rose Ave, 12 blocks from the beach. And when you call, I put your sweater on and put you on speaker and chat for hours underneath the trees. And think about the last time you were here lying next to me. How the noise from the cars got louder and louder during rush hour, until it sounded like a river or a stream. And it felt like we were swimming. But it wasn't just a dream. We were just happy. Our next poem is going to be called Sugarfish. Let me stick to something sweet. Sugar on my hands and feet. Sugarfish, San Vicente. Sugar, sugar in my teeth. From your kiss, you texting me. From the movie theater seat, Dodger Stadium Slurpee. White confection in the sea. Powder waves froth over me. A fortune teller once told me, do things you think are sweet, and a sweet man is sure to follow. So I made a bath that night of honey, dipped my toes in rose and money, stayed all night in that bath water, even some I swallowed. Now, there's so much sugar on me, I can't keep the bees off of me. Even most of my thoughts are charming, some are blue and borrowed. Sugar, sugar lips and teeth, fingertips touch emojis, hard forever, hearts on fleek, baby, please come over. And then she has like the cute sweetheart candies. Next one is ringtone. I put my third bone in my waistband of my leggings. Only you have this number. 6+ vibrates with your own ringtone. I smile when I hear simulated children laughing, because I know it's you. It's the little things that make me smile. I keep them just for myself. I like you so much, but it makes me nervous when you don't call. Under my breath I say, don't make me be resilient. I so want to be soft. If you let me be myself, you will be the first one who ever did. I'm so happy Ivy's not the type of dog to like attack squirrels, because she just like watches from a distance. The next poem is going to be In the Flats of Melrose. What will it take for me not to feel like the train will? Run away with me, bound up like the sad heroine. What will it take for me not to need you, so I can just have you for fun? And for who you really are. Not you as the savior, not me as Ophelia, not us putting our faith in the public's dark art. Topanga on Sunday, 2 cats in the yard, NPR rumbling quietly. A fire in the hearth, me with a knowingness deep in my heart, and nothing could stop me, no valley too far to walk through, in darkness to keep us apart. And that we don't need fighting to find resolution, that not every marriage ends in dissolution, that I don't need you, but I want you, because you're so cool, and I'm not that damaged, and you're not hell-bent on being some indie director or whatever pipe dream you and your friends are smoking, that it's enough just for us to be sitting in the flats of Melrose, my heart on fire, a tall boy cracked open. I love you, Josiah. I'm sorry I'm still broken, but I could still make you happy. Let's pour one out to knowing, not hoping. All right, next one. Thanks to the locals is our next poem. I ran away from you to Lake Arrowhead. I didn't tell you where I was going. I knew I had 24-hour grace period before you were done making your film. I went to an AA meeting, and my share read like a tale of a battered housewife. I felt everyone's eyes on me. The rehab kids in the back row stopped throwing spitballs at each other and stared at me. I fucking hate my life. I waited after the meeting in the parking lot for any of the local ladies to come up to me. Only one did. Kira. I don't really have much advice for you, she said. I was in over my head, out of my league, in the wrong place, wrong season, wrong time, wrong face. And I knew it, but I didn't know what to do. You asked me to marry you. You said your mother was dying and you couldn't fathom your life without a woman in it. I was tempted, but it didn't seem like a good enough offer. I wanted more than that, even though I've never had anything. Not one person to call if I changed my dollar in for quarters to ask what they thought about it. But there's always been just a little tiny piece of me inside, the size of a small slice of angel cake that knew, somewhere, somehow, that I deserve better than someone like you. So I got back in my truck in the dark, my little yellow pamphlet with 2 numbers on it that I would never call crumpled up. Kira with her local area code, and greatly also her sponsor, Gail, from Palmdale. I didn't feel better, and I didn't use the numbers. But I thought that I had been very brave, that I did the best that I could, sharing in a big room, tears streaming down my face in my high school flannel, just to say, the man that I love hates me, but it would be easier to stay. As the last person's lights flooded over my windshield, the night became very quiet, and I thought, if I go back and I end it, how would I handle driving down your street and it become a distant memory, not reality, no longer sweet? Sweet the way it tastes in my mouth to say your name. Sweet like when I was young, driving down those roads before we were done. Before any big battles were lost or won, unbeknownst to everyone except for you and me. As sweet as a junkie's limited concept of love can be, I thought, because you were clean, you were a lot like me, wanting to be closer to something big and free. But some people need their secrets. And now my greatest battle will be this unchained melody in my heart for not having you next to me, to shut the door on the past and step blindly into the abyss. No destination intact, the only direction set in the compass, to move forward. So I drove back and forth on the rim of the world highway, and the beauty of its name reminded me that I was beautiful, that some things are beautiful for no reason. Not everyone needs to pretend to love their girlfriend just because their mother is dying, or they're afraid of a change in season. Anyway, I don't have a pretty couplet to give resolution to this poem. Nothing very eloquent to say, except that I was brave and it would have been easier to stay. I'm like a little too close. I like gave Ivy a treat throughout the poem. I'm writing my future. I like these little one-liners that she has. The universe exists because we are aware of it. Oh, we're at my favorite poem. Paradise is very fragile. Paradise is very fragile, and it seems like it's only getting worse. Down here in Florida, we're fighting toxic red tides, massive fish kills, not to mention hurricanes and rising sea levels. Back in Los Angeles, things aren't looking much better. My treehouse that had been standing for 60 years succumbed to the Woolsey fires. Who would have thought this year at 33 you would have been taken out from under me? After all those years, built from the ground up by hand by your very first owner, quiet World War I aviation pilot, I tried to save you. But the horses and German shepherds were more important. Paradise is very fragile, and it seems that it's only getting worse. Our leader is a megalomaniac, and we've seen that before, but never because it was what the country deserved. My friends tell me to stop calling 911 on the culture, but it's either that or I 5150 myself. They don't understand. A dreamer. And I had big dreams for the country. Not for what it could do, but for how it could feel. How it could think. How it could dream. I know. Who am I to dream for you? It's just that in my own mind, I was born with a little bit of paradise. I was lucky in that way. Not like my husband, who was born and raised in hell. I always had something gentle to give. All of me, in fact. It's one of the beautiful things about me. It's one of the beautiful things about nature. But lately, I've been thinking that I wish someone had told me, when I was younger, more about the inhabitants that thrive off a paradise. That should they take too much, there will be nothing left to give. Not everyone's nature is good or golden. And you can't fight what's in your nature. That's all I kept thinking as we were fighting the fires in Agora. That I'm tired of fighting you. Tired of you taking from me. Paradise is very fragile, and it's only getting worse. And every time you leave, I seem to think about the curse bestowed upon Eve. That fateful Eve. She took that bite from that fruitful tree. You breathed me in, Kundalini. On this summer night, you in front of me. And you take, and you take, and you take, and you take. But you taste like the beach in a kiss. Candy for my watery eyes. In my veins that roll your run citrus. Watercolor images of serpents on orange trees quietly arise and grow sweet in my midst. And I keep thinking I could do this forever, just like this. But my heart is very fragile, and I have nothing left to give. Alright, so we're basically reaching the end of our poetry book, which is amazing. So I'm going to read our very last poem, which is Salamander. And then I'm going to go ahead and read the one-liners for y'all. But this is our poem. Get out of my blood, Salamander. I can't seem to blow off enough steam to get you out of my head. Soul cycle you to death. Run you out of my blood to San Pedro. And yet everywhere I go, it seems there you are. And there I am. I don't want to sell my stories anymore. Stop pushing me. I want to leave them underneath the nightstand to be forgotten or remembered, should my thoughts come upon them in the middle of the night after a beach day, or by you some afternoon, to thumb through with your worn, warm after-work hands. I love you, but you don't understand me. You see, I'm a real poet. My life is my poetry. My lovemaking is my legacy. My thoughts are not for sale. They're about nothing and beautiful and for free. I wish you could get that and love that about me. Because things that can't be bought can't be evaluated. And that makes them beyond human reach, untouchable, safe, otherworldly, unable to be deciphered or metabolized, something metaphysical. Like a view of the sea on a summer day on the most perfect winding road, taken in from your car seat window. I think perfect and ready to become a part of the texture of the fabrics of something more ethereal, like Mount Olympus, where Zeus and Athena and the rest of the immortals play. I'm so sorry, that was the last sentence of Salamander. And then these are her one-liners, which I just read one, sorry. I love you, but you don't understand me. You see, I'm a real poet. My life is my poetry, my lovemaking is my legacy. Sorry, they're not one-liners, but they're like one pages, like small thoughts, small thought poetry. You can have a life beyond your wildest dreams. All you have to do is change everything. 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 Haikus. Oh, I did not show you guys that poem, sorry. This is the other one. And then we have Haikus. I skipped the page. Jasmine in the air. The burden of fame is real. Never felt so clear. You in the soft light. The 405 from Venice. A river of bread. Wondering if it's astronomical twilight or civil twilight. I like this park so much. Every night I die when I give myself to you. Sad, but beautiful. Sad, but beautiful. Poets, like comics, are inherently quite sad. Better off alone. I stepped on a bird, cried in my new boyfriend's arms. To live is to kill. For years I begged you to just take me in your arms. You wouldn't. Couldn't. Babe, let's go to town. Buy something sweet. Pink grapefruit. Eat it with sugar. I was down in that position for a little too long. Get your paws off my Gali tote bag. Guys, look, it's Gali. I got it at the concert. Sorry, I have one more poem. I got up because my ribs were hurting. It says, no big decisions to the lake or to the sea. My only question. Open the front door. Hello, I say to no one. I know no one's home. Notes for a poet. So, those were the last of the poetry, and then all of these extra images are on here. I kind of want to write. I'm not a poet, but I do like writing a lot. I'm pretty sure if I took like some YouTube courses on poetry, I could probably do something, but most of the images, the black and white photos are by Lana Del Rey, and all the interior color photos are also by Lana Del Rey. And then there are black and white archival photos, specifically from a collection of Peter J. Cohen. And then the oil paintings, topography, are by Erica Lee Sears. Topography and design is by Ellie Benuska. And the the back cover author photo is Lana Del Rey. But yeah, guys, we're done. That was a little bit longer. I was thinking about splitting it up into 2 more videos, but I'm just like, I think I can get through it, and I did. So yeah, this one was a little bit longer than all our other videos for our poetry session so far, but I'm excited that we finished our first book. We're gonna move on to probably Walt Whitman, and because that book is pretty long, I'm just gonna do like certain sections and then we'll move on to Dickinson. I never had Ralph Waldo Emerson's book. I don't think I had Henry David Thoreau books either, but we'll get to those later on. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the sounds of nature out in the park. But I will see you guys in my next one for our next poetry reading next Monday. Bye, everyone. Like the sad heroine. Hey! I just said that you're not that type of dog to chase squirrels, and then you go chasing a squirrel. Psst. Come. You scared him half to death. I need to throw the ball for her. Okay, hey, gimme. But, gimme. Mommy, do you want a treat? I'll give you 2 treats. I'm gonna put them right here. Let me see. Oh.